Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in Waffle County playing some city skylines. In the last part, we built out this area. I've got so much to show you that I've done between parts. So we'll start with the downtown. I have kind of planned out. Let me hit play. I've kind of planned out what four little blocks look like. This middle area here is not done yet. We're actually going to work on the trains some today. But we've got kind of this just like beautiful little downtown street, big trees in the middle of the avenue with houses on both sides. And I've also gone through, I've changed out, there's some issues, we'll deal with those later, but I've changed out my the mods I'm using so that I can use the ploppable Rico Revisited, because originally this building here, right, has clearly four different buildings in it, but it only supported 4 workers. I've now changed this to have 12 workers, as well as like this over here, we've changed this to have 22 workers. And then this really was important for these types of buildings. Like this here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different houses. And before, it only held one household. So I've changed this to hold 8 different households. And then like even these, like these hold 2, this holds 4, these larger buildings that holds 8, this one's 12. So increasing the density of some of these areas. But you notice that we've got great connectivity in between the different areas. We've got some backyards. There's like a little abandoned lot here next to this, new development. Over across the river, across the train tracks, we do something very similar back here. There is some issues I'm having with just terrain height, as you can tell here. We're going to kind of ignore it because up high, you can't really see any of those issues. And it's just because the difference in elevation here doesn't really allow us to have a perfectly flat downtown, or excuse me, like city block. So these here, updated these to have three households each. And then because I've increased some of the needs for the workers in these areas, we need substantially more population to meet the needs of our current businesses. Over here, I've placed a parking garage. So you kind of get the gist. Like, this is what this little area will look like. I've also replaced this train line. Someone had commented that when I moved the train line, I actually messed up these tracks, and they were absolutely right, because now you can see underneath, you can see the whole concourse, which elevated these metro lines just a bit, but that's okay. They still work just fine with where we are. A number of people had suggested that we needed to change this quay wall. It was a little strange that this quay wall just led straight down into the ocean. I guess that's what we're calling this. Yeah, the ocean. So what I've done is I have added a secondary quay wall here. My thinking for this is that this will eventually become mainly green space. And the idea is that it's going to act as like a natural sponge, or it would in real life at least, so that when a tsunami comes, if it hits this area, this section of our city will absorb lots of that water, hopefully sparing some of the water from hitting the actual downtown. Also, you'll notice I've changed up some of these little areas and placed down some future planning districts. So something will go here. This area here I haven't done much with. We'll figure that out as we start zoning it. The port I've moved over a little bit, so it's a bit closer to the downtown. This here would be kind of the heart of the downtown with the highest buildings on this corner. Stadiums, I'm thinking will go back here. Some denser Rico, but maybe not as dense as this. Not entirely sure yet. Some dense single family homes, and then some factories and industry on this backside. So that's kind of where I'm currently thinking, but I wanted to mark all that down so I didn't forget. But if you have any suggestions about maybe reshuffling some of these, let me know. I've also changed this particular connection a little bit, so it's just kind of reconnecting in a different space. And I'm also going to work on this exit a bit. I have some ideas for that we might get to today. The water's kind of all over the place because I've done a few things. I have changed this gash we have from our recent earthquake to be a little stream that is, slowly drying up, because Originally, this was an arid place, but it's becoming more and more green as we as we play around in this map. Over here, I've totally changed this whole side of the map. So we've got lots to go over. Basically, this area here is all brand new. We've got a new train line that kind of connects into the previous exit we have here. I might even readjust this again. The train line is subject to move 10,000 times between now and when we actually get to this area. But I've been watching a documentary on 3 Mile Island, which was a nuclear power plant in the center of Pennsylvania that ended up having a meltdown, and it was on an island. So then I was thinking it might make sense in the future to build out our power and water infrastructure as far away from the ocean as possible, because tsunamis are our greatest kind of threat to our buildings. So if we could put that infrastructure maybe out this way, it would then be a bit protected from those disasters. So something that we might do. So give me some suggestions in the comments if you think we should do something different there. Over here, I've adjusted our highway a bit. So we've got 2 different bridges here spanning over this kind of marshy style land. All of this right now I think is oil industry, but I'm just using it for the color. But this leads into our waterfall. The rocks aren't great. It's okay. But this whole area here I think looks really pretty, and I've set it up so it almost looks like this water maybe used to be higher, and this area used to constantly flood, which is why there's no big trees or anything, because when there's overflow, this all becomes really swampy land, or it used to maybe become really swampy land. And I've kind of placed some infrastructure, or like planning roads, some little areas that, like, in the future, obviously like a road could come off here and come up this way, just kind of thinking ahead a bit. This area here has not really changed much. I did just decrease the size of the mountain that was here, so that I could lead into a bit greener of an area. So this whole area here, this is the edge of the map. It's all elevated pretty high up. So if we're up here, I mean, everything down below is really, really low compared to this elevation. But it's got a lot more trees up here. I'm thinking there will be a substantial town up this way around this water feature. And then this is what's feeding into this waterfall headed down that direction. And then this area here is a huge cliff at the moment. I'm not set on keeping this cliff. I just kind of got tired of doing terraforming. So I think this might change a bit. I do want to have some kind of like huge change in elevation, but I think this is a little too drastic. So that needs to be adjusted. And then I still need to work on this whole center area, basically where this train line surrounds and this highway. This whole section needs to be terraformed. It has not yet. So we've done this side, we've started doing this side. Now we just need to do the middle, but we'll get there. I think that's everything. There were a number of comments about just some things we could do with the trains, and overwhelmingly I agree with lots of your guys' opinions. And I think that I want to change some fundamental parts of our train line. So in this middle bit, we have enough room for another train to go alongside this. So as we can see, there's lots of activity on this train line right now. And am I able to turn off? No, I'm still not able to fix this. There is a mod fix for this, so I might go ahead and download that before the next part. But I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll set one train line to go external and have the external connections, and then one will be meant for just local connectivity. With that in mind, it might mean we need to change a lot of this. Now, I'm going to keep this unpaused, but let's go ahead and let this train go. Get out of here, buddy. All right, and now this is broken, so sorry guys, you can't get anywhere. Let's delete all of this, and let's start this process. I think the best way to do this is to mirror this train line first. So let's come over here, use this parallel tool, and we'll follow all the way down this way. Oh, hold on, it would help if I was selecting the correct thing we want to parallel. Okay. And then let's use parallel tool. We'll start from here. We'll come right on up to here. Can we come all the way up to this point? Oh, great. All right. Tab to switch sides. And then let's increase the distance just a bit. How does that look inside here? Actually, it looks freaking perfect. All right, so we'll now have 2 train lines here. let's think about this. If this is our external connection, this will come all the way through. I almost think that we would have the external connection kind of come out and it would try to get over here as quickly as possible because one is going to be more local. One is going to then connect on out. What does our elevation look like? Nope, this guy. Because we could think about taking this train line. I guess it could mirror this. Hold on, it could mirror this all the way through. And then at this point, it curves out. Curves around the mountain and curves out. Because then we could connect to whatever goes back this way in the future. Let's keep paralleling this. I think up to this point. Now, is it aligned to this one? Not really. Let's go plus, plus, plus. And if we hold Alt, we can really like finesse it. Okay, let's connect. Let's join these two nodes. Beautiful. Okay, so now we've got a better train connection all the way out this way. It's a double track for a while. And then let's grab the train line. I would love to be able to still see this as we do this. I think this will come to here. And we're just going to leave it there for now. So in the future, if we want to connect it up, we can, but we don't need to. So then what we're going to do is we're going to slope from here really all the way to as high up as we can. What does that do? 2.9. I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and just smooth everything out around here. And hopefully, in my recording, you guys can't hear Lorelei, my dog, snoring behind me. But she is absolutely sleeping away. The left line is the internal. The right line is the external. And the only reason the right line is the external is because we have... it's closer to this area here. So what I would like to do, let's back this up. And I'm trying to keep using this multi-tool because it's really quite useful. Okay, we're going to do this turn. Great. Great. And now, do we want to... This is the internal line. So why don't we actually do two things with this? Why don't we send this... we could send it forward. It was at -13, which I'm fine with. What is that little connection? Oh, that's the old connection. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Let's back this up. Let's also connect from here to here. What do we get? Great. So it does connect in, but then I also think it needs to connect underneath to here. So if we went from here to here, so then our internal line can kind of navigate through all this. Our external line can come on in and connect to the very first of these terminals. This one can go out this way. It can't go back up, which that means it's only able to serve this side, but that's okay. This train line can come out and it serves this area of our map. This one serves the external folks. It can also go this direction. I don't know what the benefit of that is yet, but we're going to have it just in case. I guess I could also connect straight along here, but we're not going to. I'm happy with these connections. I actually might even just connect them sooner rather than later. Like if we sent this in, let's turn off anarchy. Like that works for the game's mechanics, so we'll just do that. But then I'm thinking... There was a little bit of discussion in the comments of giving a second line to go out this way. How can we make this happen? If we could switch this so that this line, back this all up. It's going to be quite a train-heavy episode today, but I do also want to get to some zoning. All right, if we can switch this, let's see if we can connect from here to here. What does that look like? Oh my god. I mean, it looks good, but it doesn't make any sense because it's not supposed to be a power line. All right, do this again from here to here. And then if we select the tiny nodes at the front, that can go right there. That's great. And I even think we're going to come in here and delete all of that and just give this a little bit of a better curve. Okay. If we then plan to parallel from here, really all the way down to the curve. We're going to do it down to the curve, but let's go ahead and increase this by, I liked 12. Okay. So now we have 2 train lines. And the reason we're making a second train line here is that we want to have a train line. I think basically it's going to come to this point and that's where it will stop. Does that make any sense? Because if we bring the line through, I guess this could actually be more of like for our cargo or something. Because we know that we want to have factories, but the cargo line could be completely separate. You know what? We're going to build this anyway. We're going to have it here just so that we've got it when we're ready for it. Okay, you know what? This is as far as we're taking this for now. And I only say that because let me know where we think this line should go. I mean, this could come down this way. So we change this intersection so that this train line comes down this direction and curves this way, right? Connects over. That would then have Washoe and Ridgeside connected onto one line. And then the second line would go through, what do we have? Port Song, Riverside, and then the North Park Elk District. You know what? I think that's actually what we're going to do. Let's turn this guy back on. There was another one I was emptying earlier, but I don't see the symbol for it. Okay. You know what? Let's try it. Let's just get crazy. And then if we need to readjust later, we can. So this is going to bridge over. And in fact, we can just do this the right way. Let's parallel from here to here. Tab. And we're 10, so let's increase it to 12. And then it looks like we're actually a bit further out than that. If I come down here, we got 13. Let's hold Alt and bring it back in a bit. So right about there. Okay. Then stick to the ground. Parallel from here to here. Tab. Make sure we're lining up here. Plus, plus, plus. And then I think we need to actually bring it back in a little bit. Place this here. How does that look along the edge with our key? Not bad. We do have this like block from the tunnel right in the middle. So if we jump into this mode, just scooch this in, we now kind of hide that. Okay. And we have this one power line there. Does that ruin power? No, they're naturally connected. Okay, great. We need to connect these guys, which I don't think that this works. It does. Great. And then we need to connect these guys over here. So if I took this and this, and then we could use move it to just make these line up a little bit nicer. Those look fantastic. Oh, autosave. All right, so then we've got double bridge going over this way. Coming down this direction. I'm gonna just do it. We're gonna make this happen. Let's go ahead and just delete our lines. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna remove the current train lines that we have. Okay, there's no train lines. Goodbye. You're all done. All right, let's get rid of this little interchange section here. And then let's take this train and let's go from here. Let's go straight, actually. Turn on angle, and let's go straight out 10. And then at this point, let's go ahead and begin our curve. If I turn off anarchy, all this works. just seems so aggressive. Okay, let's go straight a little bit more. What if we use this one instead? Okay, the game has no issue with that connection. I would prefer it to be a bit more grand. What if I come from this side? Better yet, what if we use this tool? So let's go from here to here. That's even worse. Okay, that's not it. I think I'm gonna take it like so, then connect it, and we're just gonna use move it to make this look, I think, more like how I'm envisioning it. That's better. Okay, so then that kind of changes the calculus of what our different lines can do. Oh, hold on, let's connect this back up to here. I think what we do is let's just use this. We'll go from here to here. They spread out a little bit, okay? And then this other line connects into this. So this could just go kind of straight on in and connect up. It's a little funky because if you're here and you're like, whoop, whoop, no, I guess that's not too bad. Now what is bad though is the height of this. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's go from here to here and just fix that. Let's go from here to here and just fix that. Here to here. Fix that. Here to here. Fix that. And here to here. Fix that. Here to, let's go here. Like so. And then from here to here. Okay. So now what we have is we've got, let's go ahead and place down some train lines. So if we start here and we come all the way down to, you know what, this means I need a train line. I guess we'll have another one over here. So in the future, there'll be one here. So this will make a little bit more sense, but this can then come down to where? Come over this way. Okay. So this train line comes down. It comes over here to Heather Meadows. Comes all the way around here. We're going to readjust this station in the future. I want to do a lot and we'll show soon, but just not today, but we're going to get there. And then it's going to come right back down. So we have that first line. Our next line is going from here straight on through to Port Song, straight on through to Riverside, and then to North Park, and this will go back again. Then, can we do another one in here that goes from here up to Port Song again, up to Riverside, Elk District, and then we'll come back. And eventually we'll change that up because we're going to have another stop after Elk District. I just have yet to build it because I'm lazy. And then this will reconnect up. I wanted it on the other side, but I guess I can't make that work. Okay, that's fine. Then we need to have this utilized. This is connected to this station, which is making me realize that this station may need to be larger. What if we look at, is there a station with a larger track? Or not a larger track, more stations to it? Like this is what we have there. What is this one? Ground dual island platform train station. Yes. Actually, yes, that's exactly what we want. Okay, hold on. Back this up. I'm sorry if you're taking the train. That's wonderful, and I'm really proud of you. Thank you for being eco-conscious, but like you need to get off the train. Get in your private vehicle. I've got to make some changes. Okay, this has got to go. We're going to back both of these up. I think we're going to have to readjust really a lot of this. Okay, so now we've got an additional road connecting over this way, which will just help once we fill out this area of Fulton Square a bit more, which we might even do that today. I have no idea. You guys liked the longer episode. It takes a bit more time for me, but I mean, I don't really mind. All right, now this is a little bit off in terms of where the train lines are connecting. But I don't think that's a huge deal. Let's just do it and see what we get. Like if this came directly in and this went to here, it's really not terrible. We're gonna end this key here because that will allow me to go ahead and grab this guy and kind of curve it in a bit more gradually, which I think looks good. And then this key here, we're gonna extend just a little bit further so that it kind of encompasses all of this. This goes underneath. Okay, that looks good. So now this comes through. It gives us more options to connect our train line up to. So let's go ahead. Let's do this all over again. Let's start. Oh, I found the other place. No, that's not it. I could have swore I saw it. Where is another? You're not even full. Okay. All right. So this train coming from North Park is going to come from here. Connect up into Riverside. I can't seem to connect to the other side. Does it make a difference? Doesn't really seem to. All right, so we'll connect up to Riverside. We'll connect to the middle station. And then we're going to connect straight on down. Okay. Come back to the middle station. Come back to Riverside. Come back to North Park. Then we have Elk District, which will also connect over here to Riverside. This one's going to go to the outside station. And this one's also going to go down to the center here. Should cancel all that. There's some better connectivity we can do in here that I think will help us in the long run. So when we get down this way, like, can I connect any of these naturally? Like, will the game let me make these connections? It will. It let me, but like that does not look connected. Let's anarchy this like so that there is clear lines visible. But there's just some like crossovers here. Okay, so now let's try this again. Elk District coming to Riverside, which will then come to the outside station. It's going to pass right on through here and also come down this way. No, it's not. We need to do one more connection here. They're all kind of sharing each other's lines, which is totally fine. Because then we can go from here. Okay, Central Station, the outside. It can't reach the outside. All right, Elk District, Riverside, the exterior line here. Going straight on down. Can we get into one of these? We can. So let's end that one here. And we're going to send it straight on back the way it came. It can't use this middle. I can't, like, this doesn't have two tracks on it, which is not a problem. Oh, you know what? You're supposed to go on and off for those. I'm learning so much. All right, for now, just go to the middle. That'll be fine. I'm overthinking this. And then we're going to go to Ridgeside, and we're going to go back here to Elk. So now we've got a train line going this way, which will continue up, maybe go this direction, because we have this line over here we've never connected to. The other line will go North Park, can go out this direction, servicing these areas when we get there. Then we need one coming from NATO Landing down here to like the Fulton Square area. This then curves in and connects here, going right back out again, connecting up to that area. And then our last...
Experts predict an earthquake could hit the area
Okay, hold
soon.
on, earthquake. We're coming. We'll deal with you in 1 second. Our last one comes from Port Sirepo over to our Lidditz Point station. And then this can really go either direction. I think that this goes straight on down to here. For now. We can always change this later. But I think these three are connected to here, and that allows for our main station to be the main point where people transfer. Oop, pause the game. I heard that if I pause the game and then I click on the disaster view. No, that's just that. Destruction? Which one's the disaster view? Radio coverage, escape routes, road maintenance. Can I like click on the earthquake to see it? I guess not. Just let it happen. Oh no. No, we just built this.
An earthquake is occurring.
Guys,
Don't
these
panic
disasters are
and
getting
wait for help
closer
if you
and
are in the
closer
affected
and
area.
closer and closer to our city. This didn't really destroy much of anything, but because this is destruction and it's changing the shape of the land, we are going to bridge this over. Okay, not terrible. Not terrible. I haven't actually looked at the city, but I don't think it'll be that bad. Change this to this height, and we're good to go. We do have some funkiness happening here. So let's just grab this point and wiggle it, and we should be okay. All right, great. Any crazy destruction? Any fires? You guys all seem pretty good. I mean, this is abandoned, but that's not a problem of the earthquake. Okay. 1 building destroyed, no casualties. 2 buildings set on fire. All right, so I think this is better. Let's get into our view here for our transport. I think it's better. I'm convincing myself it's better. I need validation of either I did a good thing or I've done something horribly wrong. So let's look at this first train line. This first train line, let's change it to a cyan color so we can easily see it. Where is this going? This is coming up this way. It's going to North Park. So this is, what was that? NPK. We're not going to follow the exact same naming convention, but this, because North Park is kind of situated north, this is going to be the north route. Okay. Then this one here, train station 2, let's make it a purple color so we can differentiate it. The purple goes to Elk District, which if this is north, that would be west. So this will be the west route. Okay. For now, this is what we're naming them. We'll change these later once we think of a better naming convention. Green is going where? That's going to, that's even more west. That really would be the west route. This would be the northwest route. This will be the west route. And then this will be the east route. And this can be a nice yellow. Okay, so there we go. I do want to change our vehicles. I would like the east route is going a pretty substantial distance through like the desert right now. But really all these could just be, I think, commuter trains. I think they look nice. Let's change all of these to these. And I think that's pretty good. So where are we at with our current, let me bring this back up again. So we're at 25,000 people and 195 per week. All right, so we're gonna let that be. And we're gonna just let that kind of figure itself out. It does mean that we've got some serious work to do, but I think we're gonna be in a good spot. Let's go ahead and add in a key up till here. And then let me get this kind of finessed and situated. Okay, it's been keyed up. That looks good. Let's use Surface Painter. I re-downloaded this because I didn't see any issues really with when I reinstalled it. So we're gonna use that to not fill in that. I don't know what I was doing just there. We want to fill in this whole bottom area so that we've got a nice train line going through. And, oh, I didn't finish this other side. All right, hold on. We need to do one more piece of key. That will go from here to here. Let's just move this final point out a little bit so that there's a little bit of breathing room. Might be something I need to do all the way down this key. Here's our tornado, which is great.
A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately
Please
if any
stop
is
battering
available.
the port with disasters. Oh my god, this port is never going to survive. Here she comes. Just on her way. Those train lines are going to get destroyed yet again. This building has been destroyed. Rebuild. Great. And we've got some death happening over here, so we're going to absolutely need some services. But now we've got a train line all set up. I need to work on the key more. I'm going to do that more off camera. You guys don't need to watch all of that. Let's give this area some services, and then next part we'll take care of this demand we've got for population and residential, because I would like to start working a little bit more on when Johnny Cannon made this area, they had made North Kane oil field. And so I would like to work on this North Kane oil field a bit so we can start getting some factories, but we can't do that unless we have some substantial demand, which is partially why I keep avoiding Lashow, because I don't have any industry demand. So let's give these people services and then we'll be good to go. We need some kind of, a small elderly home. That's fun. We need some kind of clinic or hospital over here. I'm thinking we're going to go for this hospital, because this is a fantastic asset. Let's turn off anarchy, because I would like for these to ideally fit, if possible. It's just too big. But if this is the residential area, down here's where people are living. This could go over this way, closer to the train station. Or we kind of give it its own block. Maybe we give it its own block near one of these stations, because we know the station will be loud. We also know we're going to we've got a parking garage there, so you can kind of walk over from the parking garage. I don't know exactly what'll go next to it just yet. I don't want to rush it. I would like for this to look really nice. We will also need crematorium. I think that the crematorium can go maybe right over here. It's out of the way by a highway exit. It's not going to really benefit anyone or bother anyone. And then maybe we'll even do one of these small elderly homes. We'll place this, maybe this will go over here. Right there. For now, that's all it's going to be. But look at that. Operating normally, small elderly home. Oh, that's awesome. So this kind of functions as a clinic. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, so I think we already have fire. Yep, I built a fire station over that way. We also have some other really interesting ones, like this guy here, I think looks really nice. And as we look, down in this area, there's not great fire coverage. So we could have this kind of old school firehouse that's right here near the water. Maybe at one time it was a church, which is why it's got a bell. For police, did I place a police station? No. We have a few options. We have a police department, a little bit larger, or we also have a police station a little bit smaller. Of the two, the scale of this one looks a little funky. I'm liking this one better, and I like that it's getting a bit taller, kind of to match that this is going to start getting higher density, so I think that's perfect actually where it is right now. This area is also going to need some education. Luckily, we have some options here. So we've got Broome Street, student capacity 150. What is this? Elementary school capacity 1,000. I think we'll do this elementary school. We've got a nice little park here. This area here is going to be residential. At least I think this could become more business, but I kind of like the idea that this is an old part of town that had the train lines running through it. The highway was just kind of thrown in here later on. So I think the school needs to kind of go in this area. So we'll place one here. What does that look like? It looks amazing, and I love that they have, they've used the roof. That's really cool. This base game high school is a decent high school and kind of fits the idea of we're in a city. I wouldn't want it to be super close to these buildings here. We have ample space to use, so let's place it here. No. Yes. No, we're going to place it here because it's flatter. And then we can use these buildings kind of disguise the hill and the incline a bit. I'm happy with that. We haven't done any buses or anything yet, but we're going to get there. That'll come with time. Parks, I'm going to hold off on just for the moment. Let's actually jump back over here and look at services. We're going to absolutely need a larger, what is this called? Shelter? Yeah, emergency shelter. And I think I want to kind of disguise this or hide it underneath of the highway. I know it's not going to like being under here at the moment, but I think if I look at this, yeah, we can easily make this work. So let's stick this. Why can't I zone off that road? It can zone off this road, which seems a little strange that it could go there. Because I want it to be close by, obviously, but I also very much want it to be out of the way. This is functioning as our power station. So maybe it goes over this way? I'm not loving, really, any of these placements, so we're going to hold. We need one, but we're just going to hold off for now. I think that this guy, this is a really, really big radius, which is great. And I think because we have so many train lines over here, this could absolutely fit in this area. Like if we placed it right here, it doesn't interfere with any of those train lines and gives incredible coverage. That's definitely staying there. Earthquake Center we absolutely need because we're building out our new area. I think for now, we're gonna place the earthquake sensor out of the way so that it doesn't get too loud. Does that need power operating normally? Yeah, I guess it doesn't. So it's just out of the way. It should be in a quieter space, so it can't be near all those train lines. That's not gonna work. Tsunami warning systems. We have a few here. We have one. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, great. We've got 6, so that's great. And we've already built those other 2, so that's all good. And then disaster relief. I think I want another disaster relief center down in this area somewhere. I don't hate that. And then we take this road. What if we just sent this? We were doing how many for each block? 20 units? To get around this building, we have to go 24 units. So it changes up our grid a little bit. But that might be nice. I don't know. We're going to leave this here for the moment. I think it's in the wrong spot. I think this really needs to be over here. I don't like it over here because I really envision this having tons of houses that are small. So I'm not sure I'm sold on that just yet. Let's go ahead and give this some water. This whole area needs to be connected up. And let's come over here, give this area some water as well. All right, and then let's make sure all of this has power, which it looks like all that's connected. This area here is not totally connected up. So you know what we're gonna do to just close things out? I'm going to place some more houses. Now these are by, what's the name of the creator again? These are all by Feinbild, Feinbbild, and like these are just fantastic buildings. So let's go ahead and just do another little city block over here. And that'll help us get the power connected up. I think I do want, because this is a hill, we had already mentioned we wanted this to have some more buildings on it. Like these larger ones we'll definitely get to in a bit. But let's go ahead and do some high density. How tall are these guys? A little bit taller, kind of leading us into the downtown area, but I also like these lower density ones. I think we'll do low density up until, what road is this? Up until Evans Street will be lower density, and then after Evans Street, it gets larger. Let's go ahead and come over this way. Let's see what we got in here. I really like these houses a lot. So let's do our corners first. So we're gonna place one guy here for this corner, place one guy here for this corner. And then for these guys, these get a little bit bigger. I'm okay with that because we do want some variety. We'll place one there. We'll place one of these here as well. One of these here. You know what? Actually, this is an avenue. So let's place some businesses along this road instead. I'm actually going to try to squeeze one more thing in here. Maybe that little tiny nail salon. Great. So we've got all those there. I think we will, this is how I've been building these, so you get to enjoy watching me throw this together. We'll throw a pathway behind there, and we'll throw a pathway right here down the middle, which I think is okay. And then let's do a few more businesses. Let's actually change these out. I would like more businesses next to this school. We've used that one a few times. What do we have in terms of this guy? Much larger than I want. But this could go, you know, along this road. Look, and she's got books next to a school. Nothing like the statue, or the mural of a naked woman next to a high school. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're going to place one of these guys here. These are all businesses. We'll do just a few kind of along this edge, and maybe one more up here. And then the rest of this can all be houses. So let's see what we can do in this space. I like this guy. I can't really fit a double in here. Ooh, but we could fit one of these taller buildings just to give some change in the height. Let's come over this way and grab, where are these? Here we go, these larger guys. Yeah, they feed right up to the back. And then I think, yeah, let's change the height up a little bit. It's a bit more interesting to look at. Now their path can go right through there. And then back here, I actually want to match this area, almost like the developers that were here bought up all of this land, and they had, you know, some of their buildings, or a lot of their buildings, I guess, placed in this area. What is this guy? Oh, it's a detached house. That's not exactly what goes here. Maybe we do like a tiny, no, we don't need a tiny park. Maybe this stays empty, and we build this out as like a lot that was abandoned. We could also think about doing one of these. What is this? Low density commercial. It's just like a tiny little shop. Yeah, let's do a tiny little shop there, and we can, I think, call it a day after that. Or we could also think about throwing in just like a tiny garage. It technically functions as industry, so there'll be a little bit of pollution from it, but it just kind of mixes up what's going on in this area. And what is this? Generic industry, more industry. Ooh, wow. Oh, yes. Okay, hold on. We're just going to place this because I think it's really cool looking. Right off of First Street. Oh, also, I did that. This is First Street, Second Street, Third Street, Fourth Street. This is Fifth Avenue. And obviously, we will continue that naming convention down this way. I might even flip it so that we can include the downtown in those numbers. So this would be First. You know what? We might flip the naming convention because then we can include the downtown in the numbered streets. But okay, I think that's pretty good. That didn't connect power? You've got to be kidding me. We need one more. I need one more thing. What is this building? This is Rico High Density Commercial with 200 workers. Holy cow. We'll want a back alley for that for sure. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Do we have something that's a good corner piece? We've kind of seen those before already. Ditch this. Place this here. And let's go for... That's a skinny little guy. I like that. Because then we can do this on the end. Yes. Great. Now, how many people does this have? 8 households, 6 households, 12, 12, and 12. Okay, great. So now we've got some more high density back there next to a hospital. The large mural on this side is cool, but I do think I want to move this. If I just grab it with move it and scooch it over, I want to move it to here, and then there'd be some kind of small park. And it's not going to really be like a park. We're not going to like zone it as a park or anything, but we're going to place some kind of park building there. We'll have buildings along this side here. There'll be another alleyway behind these homes with more homes on the other side. And then I know we wanted to place one alley here as well. Just for now, to get all this connected up, I think I'm going to add in a power line. And we're going to place it on the sidewalk so that it doesn't block off our zoning, but it does end up connecting things up. And I guess we need to do the same for our train station because we've got trains using it now. So we want that to work. That goes kind of through, but we'll pretend it's going underneath. And let's turn off all of our guides here. Just get that connected as well. Okay, so now everything has power. Oh, except for our disaster alert system. So we will have one more line that goes next to this, mirroring the train line. I think that's okay. How many people are over here? Anybody? And I can't imagine anybody's over this way. There's nothing out here yet for them, so it doesn't make much sense. And I will set up, because we have the infrastructure here, we might as well. Let's set up our first metro line, which is going to come from here to here. Pretty close together, but that's okay. Back here, and back. That's it. That's all it's doing. It's nothing extravagant, but it's a little something. These people are in desperate need of workers, so we have to deal with workers next time. I went in, I did just a tiny bit of detailing in here, didn't do anything crazy. I did add in a small little road because the back of this garage has another garage door. Now granted, I'm realizing now the height is not at all where it needs to be. So let's just raise this and this up together to here. And then take this one and raise this up just a little bit too. Okay, great. So now we've got, a little tiny road going behind the garage, which I think looks nice. But we've detailed that little place and or that little block, and now we're starting to slowly grow the downtown a bit. But I think this looks pretty good. I think that's where we're going to leave this part here. We didn't do much change to population or anything, but if we go in here into Newport, and let's just include, I think this little area, this section is going to be Newport. That's its own little neighborhood. And in Newport, we now have 234 households, or a population of 589. And that's going to only go up as we keep getting some more people to move in. But it is neat to see people kind of walking around down here. Like, there's not a whole ton happening, but there are people walking around the city, going up and down the little streets, to and from homes, using the back alleys, which I think looks really cool. This street's kind of dead. Oh, there's one person walking down the road. They brought their dog out for a walk. So I think that looks awesome. All right, so we're going to leave this part here. Before we go, let's just do one final check on our trains. 427 people per week. If we click on our train lines, let's just get like an overview here. The east route, which goes over to Port Sarepo, got 192 passengers. None of the stations are anything crazy, but there's more than enough space on all of our train lines for them right now. Our north route, which goes up to North Park, has got, how many passengers are on here? Car trip saved 100%. That's great. Weekly passengers, 88 residents, 32. Okay, that's doing pretty good. Only has 3 trains, which isn't bad. I think that's pretty decent. Northwest route, car trip saved 100%. Love to see it. We've got 3 trains on here as well, and no particular stop is overburdened, so I think that's pretty good. And then our west route is car trip saved 50%, not as good as the others. It's got 4 lines on it, which seems a little excessive. Let's change this down to 2. Granted, this is getting a little busy, but we're going to change it to 2 for now. I don't think it needs that many. How many car trips were saved here? 100%. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Again, for 4 stops, why do you have 6? No, you can have 4. I'm really excited about this brand new terraformed area. I'm really excited about our new train lines, and I'm pumped with how this is starting to look. And the height is going to start changing at this level. It's going to look amazing. All right, but that's where we're going to leave this part here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this part, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and leave some comments about what we should name these districts, because I think there's going to be a lot of smaller districts in this area. And let me know what you think of the change to the train lines. I'm going to hold it up this way so you can see where we're at. We've got our external connecting train line. We have our internal connecting train line that's going to serve the lower southwest portion of our map. We have this train line going straight on up and through, and it's connecting all the way over to Washoe. We've got another train line going right on through, connecting up to both North Park and Elk District. And then we've got, right now, just kind of a dead end line here, but we've got our other lines set up to eventually connect over to North Park. So I think that's where we're leaving it here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.